Hey, you're watching Half Asian Tarot Queen. I am Elisa, here to do another reading. Okay, so when I did the split, I got the World and the Queen of Pentacles. It's interesting because this Queen of Pentacles has been coming up in the last couple readings. I feel like there was one, the last two readings actually. So I'll link them up here, but it looks like this sort of end of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle for this Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is sort of like really grounded. She could be like a business owner. She's solid, you know, and she's nurturing. She's got this pentacle, so she's got this opportunity. And let's see. When I pulled her down, we got the Four of Wands, the Knight of Swords, okay, we got the Two of Swords, the Eight of Swords, the Four of Cups, and then we have Temperance and the Three of Pentacles. So kind of what I'm getting from that is sort of like things are coming into balance for this Queen of Pentacles, and there's a new foundation that's coming online. It seems like, you know, there's this opportunity that this Queen of Pentacles has had, but it looks like this has maybe been like hovering in her orbit for some time, but she's been kind of blocked from receiving it or ignoring it, having some like anxiety, like not necessarily in fear, like maybe not necessarily seeing it, maybe not believing that she's worthy of it, or maybe just being blocked from it for some reason. But what I'm getting is there's this message coming in that's kind of like creating this, again, another message of new like foundation and new stability to this Queen of Pentacles that has some sort of golden opportunity in her hands. So it's like, what I'm getting is it's been there for a while, but there's some perhaps karmic blockage or some situationship that's been blocking her from really like capitalizing on whatever this opportunity is. So then when I go to the other stack, when I pull down this, we get the Seven of Cups, we get the Chariot, we get the Wheel of Fortune, Two of Cups, and the Lovers. So that's really interesting because it's almost like this change has to do with some sort of long-standing relationship, and perhaps the relationship has been what's holding her back. You know, perhaps the people in her orbit didn't necessarily value what she was bringing to the table. She wasn't around the right people who recognize that, you know, and so there's going to be a change. You know, the people that are around her are maybe going to shift. And then we have, you know, there's all this confusion. There's a Wheel of Fortune and there's the Chariot. So she's seizing the reins, you know, she's seizing this opportunity, but it's going to cause a lot of confusion and things are going to change. And it seems like perhaps her sphere of influence is also going to change along with this change. And that's going to be, you know, part of the chaos, because yeah, it looks like something's been holding her back. And what I'm getting is that it's sort of like her sphere of influence. So it's sort of like, if you're going back to like a classic, you know, story, you know, it's the story of like King David, you know, it's like he was this eccentric like shepherd who worked in the fields, and his family didn't really get what he was about. Like, they thought he was a loser. Like, they didn't really think he was ever going to amount to anything because he was this sensitive kid, and like he was just too sweet, and like, you know, but it turned out that he ended up, for whatever, being like pulled out of his environment and having to go like live in the palace with the king. And so his entire realm of influence changed, and he ended up becoming the king, you know, even though nobody that he grew up with really saw any value in, you know, what he was bringing to the table, you know. And so I'm kind of getting that kind of story. And then I pulled thunder and I pulled fire. So it's like there's a transformation that's happening, and thunder is kind of like, you know, like the thunder cracks and like everything changes. So it's like there's going to be like a sudden realization of whatever this change is. And it's almost like going from in a portal from like one realm to another. So it's almost like, you know, nobody around her appreciates her, but like she's wins the lottery, and like, you know, she gets picked out by like the American Idol judges to go to LA, you know, and then that's the beginning of this new life. It's kind of like that kind of thing, you know, is what I'm getting. Okay, so I'm going to go to the Woodland Wardens. Okay. Interesting. This actually is very interesting. So we got the Coyote and the Datura, Deceit. And we got the Duck and the Chrysanthemum, Luck. So what I'm getting is, so clearly the people around this Queen of Pentacles do not appreciate what she's got going on. And it's like people are deceiving her. They're trying to take advantage of her. And they're basically just kind of screwing her over, you know, and that seems like a really bad thing, you know. But the Coyote is all about like appreciating life's detours, because sometimes it's like clearly she needs to be taken out of her sphere of influence because it's toxic to her, you know. And so it's like almost like maybe this deceit is going to come to light, and that's going to sort of like open this door for a new beginning for her, you know. It's kind of like, you know, okay, taking it back to the American Idol, you know, it's just like there's all these mean girls, you know. Let's say Carrie Underwood. I'm just making this up. Like, you know, she's just like from this small town in Oklahoma, you know, and like there's all these mean girls who hate her because she's really talented and she's really pretty, you know, and so they're always trying to like bring her down, you know. But it turns out that she's got this really talent, you know, and so it's like she's gonna fly to LA, and you know, she ends up going on this totally different path, and like the mean girls, they don't really matter anymore, you know. So it turns out that it's kind of like a lucky thing. Maybe that this deceit gets brought to light. Interesting, because right when I picked up deceit, we got boundaries. So it's just like boundaries need to be drawn from whatever this toxic situation is, and that's what's going to bring this good fortune. When I pick up this, we get overcoming obstacles. So yeah, it's like she needs to draw boundaries around herself to protect herself from what's been bringing her down, and that's what's going to open the door for this transformation. And like part of that is by drawing the boundaries, she's going to change her own vibration and attract a different situation to herself. So I'm going to the Light Seers. I'm gonna pick something. Yeah, and when I did the split, we got 5 of Pentacles and we got Strength. So she's overcoming this being taken for granted, this abandonment, this neglect. She's overcoming it. She's strong, you know. Okay, so let's go. Interesting. We got the 9 of Wands, so that's a wounded warrior, you know, someone who's gotten beaten up. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this definitely looks like a struggle for. Oh my gosh. This is so freaking dramatic. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. So we got the 7 of Wands. So this is the card of boundaries, you know. So it's just like there might be all these people attacking this person, but she has this boundary around herself and she's protecting her inner peace. She's protecting her light so that she can manifest what it is that she's trying to bring into the world, this opportunity. She has to protect that because she's getting beaten up. She's been beaten, bruised, taken for granted. She kind of wants to give up, but she can't, you know, like she has to fight through whatever this mean girls thing is because the Tower is coming. And whatever this hierarchy is about to crumble. And she's going to emerge as the King of Pentacles. Which is interesting because that's the divine counterpart for this. So either she's going to connect with her King of Pentacles, or she is going to be elevated to a King of Pentacles status. But either way, it's kind of like almost like there's this whole thread about Cinderella where she's like, it's almost like this rags to riches where this person has been taken for granted, and but they're the ones that actually have the gift, you know, and so they have to protect it from all these mean, jealous people who are trying to bring them down. And that's what's going to deliver them from this toxic stuff, you know. So this is all about like the mean girls. It's like overcoming the mean girls. So super interesting. Okay, I'll go to the Priestess of Light and see if I get one final card. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck we got achievement, effort plus intention. So it's like, don't give up, protect your space, protect your light. And we got power over difficulty, reclaiming your power. Because you're the one that's got it going on. So don't listen to those mean girls or whatever they have to say, because they just don't have anything better to do with themselves, you know? And they're just trying to bring you down because misery loves company. But like, you don't need to go there because you're better than that, you know? Keep going. You know, look what happened to Carrie Underwood. I mean, that's just one example. I'm not saying that like, I'm not really actually a super big fan of country music. I just, I don't know where that example came from, but you know, I don't even know if that's her story. I just think it's like hypothetical. Anyways, everyone knows who the mean girls are. So don't get dragged down by the mean girls, because it's kind of like, you know, what they say about, you know, the people whose glory days are in high school, like that's it, you know, but life is a lot longer than that. So like oftentimes the people who really like are living large in high school, by the time you reach middle age, it's like, it's not as cool. It's like the nerds who come out on top when you get old. So on that note, It's like Revenge of the Nerds.